Picture the sun sinking below the African savanna about 100,000 years ago. Warm daylight fades, and the world transforms into something unfamiliar. Grass rustles with unseen movement. Hyenas call across the plains. Lions begin their nightly patrol. Venomous snakes lie hidden beneath rocks, waiting for careless footsteps. There are no houses, no locked doors, no glowing bedside lamp, and certainly no soft mattress waiting at the end of the day. Yet a small human family, exhausted from hunting, gathering, and surviving, has no choice but to close their eyes. How do you fall asleep knowing that one sound, one mistake, or one unlucky encounter could mean you never wake again? This wasn't an occasional danger. For most of human history, nighttime was one of the deadliest parts of every day. Even so, our ancestors kept sleeping because their bodies demanded it. Evolution couldn't simply erase sleep. Instead, it shaped remarkable ways to make it safer. Oddly enough, those ancient solutions may explain why you still wake unexpectedly at 3 in the morning today. When daylight disappeared, the balance of power shifted almost instantly. Humans were clever hunters beneath the sun, but after dark they lost their greatest advantage, sight. Unlike many predators, our ancestors couldn't see well in near-total darkness. Every shadow became a question, and every unfamiliar sound demanded attention. Beyond the glow of a small fire, lions moved almost silently through tall grass. Hyenas searched tirelessly for weakness. Leopards could wait unseen in trees, while venomous snakes remained hidden where a tired foot might land. Even the landscape itself turned dangerous. Temperatures dropped enough to steal body heat, sudden rain soaked clothing and bedding, and weakened branches could crash without warning. Tiny enemies were just as relentless. Mosquitoes, ticks, and other parasites carried disease or caused infections that could become life-threatening long before modern medicine existed. And not every threat had claws or fangs. Rival human groups sometimes competed over territory, water, or food, making an unfamiliar campfire in the distance something to fear rather than welcome. Sleep only made these dangers worse. Like every mammal, humans became slower to react while resting, leaving them vulnerable during the hours they needed recovery most. Every night demanded a delicate balance between exhaustion and survival. If darkness transformed the world into such a dangerous place, where could anyone possibly sleep? Surprisingly, the answer wasn't caves. Not most of the time. Most people picture prehistoric humans sleeping deep inside caves, but archaeology tells a more complicated story. Caves dominate museums because they protect bones, tools, ash, and other fragile traces for thousands of years. Open-air camps, by contrast, are constantly erased by wind, rain, animals, and time. That means the places we discover are not always the places people use most. Hunter-gatherer groups followed food, water, seasons, and migrating animals, often moving their camps whenever conditions changed. They likely rested beneath rock overhangs, inside simple brush shelters, on sheltered hillsides, or anywhere offering warmth, visibility, and protection from wind. Some researchers also suggest that much earlier human relatives may have slept in tree platforms or nests, similar to modern great apes, before regularly sleeping on the ground. The evidence remains limited, so this idea is considered plausible but unproven. If caves were not humanity's universal bedroom, one question becomes impossible to ignore. Without wooden frames, soft mattresses, or woven blankets, what exactly did our ancestors choose to sleep on? The answer reveals they valued comfort far more than we usually imagine, carefully preparing resting places that balance safety, warmth, cleanliness, and precious energy after each demanding day. Archaeologists have uncovered something surprisingly familiar beneath the floors of ancient camps: carefully prepared bedding. Instead of collapsing onto bare ground, prehistoric people layered grasses, leaves, reeds, and soft plant fibers into simple sleeping surfaces that provided comfort and protection. These weren't luxurious, but they were remarkably effective. Some archaeological sites even preserve multiple layers of bedding, suggesting these sleeping areas were cleaned, refreshed, and rebuilt over time. That repeated maintenance hints that a good night's rest mattered enough to justify valuable effort. Researchers have also identified plants known today for naturally repelling insects mixed into some ancient bedding. Whether people deliberately chose those species for that purpose cannot always be proven, but the possibility is supported by both botanical evidence and the practical benefits such plants provide. Just as importantly, thick bedding created insulation against cold ground, helping bodies conserve heat through long nights when temperatures could fall dramatically. Small improvements like these may have made the difference between recovering for tomorrow's challenges or waking exhausted. Even after creating comfortable places to sleep, one problem remained. Soft bedding could ease aching muscles, but it couldn't stop predators or erase the fear of darkness. In the end, comfort wasn't what truly kept humans alive through the night. Each other did, forming communities where shared vigilance became everyone's greatest protection nightly. For our ancestors, the safest place to sleep wasn't hidden behind a wall. It was beside other people. Long before bedrooms existed, families gathered close together as night settled over the landscape, turning a vulnerable group of individuals into a community with a far better chance of surviving until sunrise. Sleeping shoulder to shoulder offered immediate advantages. Shared body heat helped everyone stay warm on cold nights, especially infants and older adults. Children rested close to parents or other trusted adults, where they could be comforted quickly if danger appeared. More importantly, no one had to face the darkness entirely alone. Studies of several modern hunter-gatherer societies have revealed an intriguing pattern. Rather than everyone sleeping deeply at the same time, periods of wakefulness often overlap. While one person stirs, adds wood to the fire, or simply lies awake for a few moments, others continue sleeping. Researchers describe this as a sentinel-like pattern, though exactly how it evolved remains an active area of study. The feeling of safety also changes the body itself. Strong social bonds can reduce perceived danger, and hormones such as oxytocin are linked to trust, connection, and more restful sleep in supportive environments. Survival wasn't just about sharper senses or stronger muscles. It depended on belonging to a group that watched over one another through the night. Yet even the strongest community couldn't control everything waiting beyond the darkness. Then humanity discovered something that transformed the night in ways no weapon ever could. It wasn't the spear. It was fire. Fire changed far more than humanity's ability to cook food. It reshaped the night itself. A controlled fire created a boundary that many predators hesitated to cross, reducing risk even if it couldn't eliminate danger entirely. Its warmth protected sleeping bodies from cold, helped dry damp bedding, and made unfamiliar landscapes feel a little less hostile. Around those glowing embers, something else may have been evolving. Evenings no longer ended the moment darkness arrived. Families could repair tools, plan tomorrow's hunt, teach practical skills, and share stories that carried knowledge across generations. While archaeology cannot preserve conversations, many researchers believe these fireside interactions strengthened cooperation and helped pass culture from one generation to the next. The light itself also mattered. A flickering campfire offered reassurance in a world filled with unseen threats. Beyond its glow, eyes might still watch from the darkness, but inside the circle people could breathe a little easier. Fire became more than a tool. It became a symbol of safety and belonging. Yet despite warm homes, secure neighborhoods, and comfortable beds, many people still struggle to sleep soundly. Why does a brain surrounded by safety remain so alert? The answer lies deep within our evolutionary past, because our bodies still remember a world that no longer exists, and every restless midnight awakening carries faint echoes of it. Your ancestors no longer sleep beneath open skies, yet your brain still carries traces of that world. Many people feel safer sleeping beside someone they trust, wrapping themselves in blankets, or choosing rooms that feel enclosed. These preferences may reflect ancient instincts shaped by countless vulnerable nights. Waking briefly after falling asleep can also have evolutionary roots. In dangerous environments, momentary alertness could help detect unusual sounds before returning to sleep. Even today, Unfamiliar noises often pull us awake faster than familiar ones. Modern life, however, adds challenges evolution never anticipated. Artificial light delays melatonin release. Irregular schedules disrupt circadian rhythms, and stress, health, culture, and individual differences all shape sleep. Evolutionary mismatch offers one useful explanation, but it cannot explain every restless night. Human sleep is influenced by biology and experience together. Understanding this connection doesn't mean every sleep problem comes from prehistory. It simply reminds us that millions of years of adaptation still whisper beneath modern routines, shaping expectations we rarely notice until darkness falls and silence returns once again, asking ancient questions inside remarkably modern minds every single night we sleep today. The place where we sleep has changed completely. The brain that sleeps there has not.